My beloved child, in the very moment you think everything is as ordinary as any other day, I choose this hour to touch the deepest part of your soul, not to lull you to sleep with gentle words, but to awaken you with the light of truth. I do not call because you are weak. I call because the time has ripened like fruit upon the branch. There is a movement descending from eternity, and it searches for your name among countless other voices. If I remain silent, you might miss what was woven for you before you ever knew you existed. Therefore I stir you awake not with fear, but with a holy trembling that causes your heart to quiver as you realize that a rare door of grace now stands open before you. First, I place upon your life a sign of breaking. You have grown weary of familiar cycles, of days spinning in the same worries and disappointments. You once believed you had to fight your own way out, to strain yourself into change. But it is not your hand that can shatter those invisible chains. It is mine that reaches to the root and loosens them. This breaking is not meant to wound you, but to free you from the old orbit that has held you too long. In the days ahead, you will notice that what once bound you no longer holds the same power. Emotions that once swept you away will begin to retreat, not because you have suddenly become stronger, but because I have quietly severed the source of bondage where you could not see. When the old foundations are dismantled, I give you a second sign, a summons back to your true place. I am not leading you to chase a new title, but calling you into the identity that has belonged to you from the beginning. You were not born to wander aimlessly, nor to receive blessing for yourself alone. I ordained you to become a channel of blessing, one who carries influence through righteousness and love. The stirring you feel is not the pressure of the world. It is the echo of eternity resounding within your chest. I position you in the exact place, role, and sacred weight I have measured for you, and I do so without a moment's delay. From that breaking and that summons, I send you a third sign, the opening of a holy opportunity. It is not a loud and showy door, but a pathway that appears only when your heart is awake. It carries the urgency of restoration and the joy of a new beginning. I do not want you standing at the edge, hesitant or doubtful. I desire you to step forward in faith, trusting that I am guiding you. As you walk into this light, you will see everything align into a complete picture, freedom, preparing you for your new position. And that position, unveiling the door of destiny. Trust that I am with you in every step. For I do not merely call you, I walk with you to complete what I have begun in your life. My child, let your heart truly touch the pulse of this moment. This is no longer the time to gather enough thoughts before acting. This is the hour to respond with your whole being. In the unseen realm, time is not measured by the ticking of a clock, but by the obedience rising within your heart. That is why you sense yourself standing before a vast door. You are not imagining it. I have opened it. No one can answer this call in your place. No one can cross this threshold for you. This is a sacred space where only you and I stand face to face. If you step forward, a new journey will unfold like dawn breaking through the night. If you hesitate, your heart will grow heavy, not because I punish you, but because you will feel the opportunity passing by. I do not sow fear in you. I awaken you so you understand that now is the appointed time I have set. From this awakening, I ask you to look again at how you have been living. For a long season, you have merely tried to survive. You have adjusted to circumstances, reacted to pressure, withdrawn when contrary winds blew. You allowed days to lead you instead of letting my word direct your steps. But this season does not permit you to remain asleep within old habits. I am calling you out of spiritual unconsciousness, where you do things simply because you have always done them that way. I want you to enter a deeper awareness, where your eyes discern my hand even in the smallest details. When a subtle feeling touches your heart, when a gentle stirring unsettles you, do not dismiss it. I am speaking through what you might consider ordinary. I am not only teaching you how to survive in this world, I am training you to stand. One who merely reacts will always be carried away by circumstances, but one who stands becomes a pillar for what I desire to build. I am shaping you through every trial, every discomfort, every moment when you must choose between fear and trust. As you learn to stand upon my word, you will no longer be swept along by waves of anxiety. You will realize you are placed here not to escape, but to bear the sacred responsibility I have prepared. Therefore, do not shrink back as before. Lift your head and see what I am doing in your life. Each step you dare to take in trust will widen the door before you. I am not seeking a child who merely withstands life. I seek a heart willing to stand in my light. And as you stand, you will receive what I have set aside for you, not as a random reward, but as an inheritance that has belonged to you from the beginning. My child, I see the subtle trembling within you whenever I speak of the deep movements I am carrying out. I know there is a quiet dialogue within. One part of you longs to step forward. Another wonders if you are capable. Because I see this tension. I do not thrust you into the new as one throws a stone into water. I take your hand and move with you. I do not only want you to open your eyes, I want you to understand the reason behind my calling. This moment is not merely a season of change, but a turning point written in the book of your life long ago. I am lifting from you the burdens that have pressed upon your heart, bringing you back to where you truly belong. I am not hurried. I do not command from afar. I stand close beside you so that every step is wrapped in my presence. This new season is not something to fear. It is a space I have prepared for your safety in my hands. When you doubt yourself, remember Gideon. When I found him, he was hiding in fear, confined by the limits of his situation. Yet I addressed him by a name he had never dared claim, Mighty Warrior. I did not speak according to his emotions. I spoke according to the design I had placed within him from the beginning. So it is with you. I do not call you based on your anxiety or insecurity. I call you according to the identity I wove into you. If you feel at your lowest point, know that I often begin there, so that when I lift you up, it is clear the strength comes not from you but from me. Those I choose are not chosen because they are already enough. They become enough because I am with them. You were not chosen because you were strong. You grow strong because I have called your name. And remember Elijah. He once thought I would appear in fire, in wind, in earthquake. But I did not come in what overwhelms. I came in a gentle whisper. If he had not quieted his heart, he would have missed me. Perhaps you are waiting for a dramatic sign. I do not need to shake the earth to prove my presence. I come to you in the soft stirring within your chest, in peace that needs no explanation, in a gentle urging that carries great weight. That is how I draw near to you. When you recognize that still voice, you will understand that you do not walk alone. I guide you with gentleness and authority, knowing every heartbeat, every breath, every hidden longing within you. What I am doing is not merely pulling you out of old cycles that exhausted you. I am leading you into my current, where everything moves no longer by your strength alone. What I call you to is not a new burden, nor a task that forces you to become someone else. It is a living stream where you simply stand where I appoint you, and I will complete the rest. This season requires your awareness, not your anxiety. I ask for willingness, not strain. I seek from you a simple faith, not perfection. My calling does not aim to turn you into a stranger to yourself, but to restore you to the pure essence I created before wounds, pressures, and worldly voices made you forget who you are. When you grasp this, you will see that I am not leading you into responsibility to exhaust you. I am rescuing you from a life you have tried to carry alone for too long. For years you believed maturity meant bearing everything yourself, being strong in silence, walking forward even when your heart was weary. I never intended you to live that way. I did not create you to fight alone. I created you to walk with me. Therefore, when I open a new path, it is not added pressure, but a place where you can breathe again, live again, and move forward supported as you have always needed. Listen to me as a gentle warmth resting upon your brow. You do not need to be afraid. Everything you are stepping into lies within the shelter of my hands. I do not leave you lost in vast emptiness to find your own way. I guide you step by step, like a father walking beside a beloved child. When you move forward, I go ahead to prepare the way. When you grow weary, I stand behind to guard what you cannot see. When your heart trembles, I draw near so that your pulse returns to peace. No arrow reaches you unless I allow it. No trial exceeds what I have measured for you. You may not clearly see tomorrow, but you are holding the hand of the one who knows the entire future. You will not fall, for I uphold you. You will not be lost, for I lead you, even when you do not fully understand the path. Each step rests within my good and perfect will. Release the burden of controlling everything. Let me carry the heaviest part. You need only continue with simple trust. For every step you take is lifted, covered, and preserved by my unwavering love. My child, I see that you have stood for a long time in a quiet in-between place, a space where you have not collapsed. Yet neither have you truly moved forward. You have preserved your faith, but your heart is no longer as open as it once was. You exist, but you have not fully lived. That neutral ground makes you believe you are protected, because there are no risks there. No great collisions. No steps that cause your knees to tremble. Yet that calm is only a soft covering over destiny delayed. I did not create you to remain at the level of just enough or moderate. Those I choose are always called into fullness of life, where the soul is opened wide and heavenly momentum is released. So I gently draw you out of that middle place, not to strip you of safety, but to reveal that true safety is not found in familiar surroundings, but in my own hand holding you. When you step out of neutrality, it will feel as though an invisible cord has been loosened from your chest. The limits that once made you cautious will begin to lose their weight. You will realize you are no longer bound by the fear of making mistakes, no longer restrained by the need to please everyone. I do not draw you out to test you without purpose. I draw you out because your soul was born to move. Where I am leading you is not instability, but the true current of life where you are lighter, brighter, freer. Because you no longer have to pretend to be small in order to fit into former boundaries. And now I speak this into the depths of your spirit. Your season of hiding has come to completion. The days you stood behind the scenes, observing, learning in silence, enduring without being understood, none of it was wasted. I used every hidden season to shape you, to refine your motives, to let strength mature within you without the applause of the world. You have been prepared long enough. You have been trained deeply enough. This is no longer the time to shrink back. I call you to rise, not to attract attention, not to prove your worth, but to take the place that has always been yours. Rise as one who knows there is a place for you in my design. Rise not because you are perfect, but because I have appointed the time. When you step forward, you will understand that this is not a passing encouragement meant to lift your mood. It is a spiritual decree issued from my love and authority. Your soul recognizes it even before your mind can explain it. I am pointing toward you gently, yet decisively, and saying, this hour is your portion in the story I am writing. Step ahead, for I am with you in every shift. My child, the word I speak to you now is no longer merely a gentle invitation. I am summoning you with the love of a father and the authority of the one who holds every age. I do not speak only to comfort you. I speak to awaken your spirit and set it in motion. I do not require instant perfection or immediate strength. What I seek from you is a sincere response. Here I am. When you say this, you are not only answering me, you are aligning with heaven. In that simple surrender, unseen things begin to shift. Doors once thought closed will begin to open. Paths once blurred will grow clear. Not because you have achieved a certain level, but because you have stepped out of delay and chosen to walk with me. I tell you to step, not to run. To stand, not to strain. To answer, not to prove. Step out of the old orbit that has kept you confined within limits. Stand in the position I appointed before you understood your own worth. Answer this moment with the trust that is already within you. When you dare to take even a small step, the flow of my purposes will begin to turn around your life. What you once only dared to dream from a distance will become living reality, not because you conquered the future, but because you walked with me in the hour I opened. Before you try to comprehend everything I have said, know this: above all, I am very near. Not near as an idea, but near as breath, brushing your cheek. If you breathe softly, I hear you. I do not remain far above, calling down to you. I come beside you, sit with you exactly where you are, whether in weariness, confusion, or a quiet depth no one else can see. I know the fears you have not spoken. I see your hesitation when you think you are not ready. I do not blame you, nor am I disappointed in you. I come to lift you little by little, like a father placing a steady hand behind a child who has just awakened from a long sleep. I do not rush you into change. I do not push you into a pace that overwhelms you. I am simply here, fully present, covering you with a peace the world cannot give. Feel this: you are not stepping into the future alone. I walk with you, in every breath, every step. And if you turn toward me, even slightly, you will know that what I speak is not a burden, but an invitation into a love that has been waiting for you all along. My child, I have seen the times you tried to appear steady while your heart was tired. I saw you tighten your emotions to keep tears from falling. Saw you turn your face away so no one would notice the softness rising within you. You learned to smile at the right moments, to speak gently in order to cover the empty spaces in your heart. Yet no emotion of yours is ever lost to me. Even the tears you have not allowed to fall are known to me. I hold them as a father cherishes what is most precious. For within each drop is a story you did not have enough words to tell. I do not see your tears as failure. I see them as silent prayers rising from your soul. The place where you stop pretending to be strong, where you allow yourself to be tender, is the place where I come closest, most gently, and heal most deeply. There are times you stand in a crowd and still feel as though you exist in another world. You respond to conversations, keep polite composure, blend into laughter around you. Yet within there remains a quiet space no one reaches. You wonder why you feel lonely even when you are not alone. You think it is a flaw, a deficiency in you. But I tell you, it is not weakness, but the sensitivity I placed in your soul. You carry the capacity to perceive beyond the surface of life, to recognize what truly belongs to you. When the world does not fill your heart, it is not because you lack something, but because your heart was created to seek something greater, to seek me. I have used that very sense of displacement to draw you closer. When you realize that not every presence brings connection, you begin to understand that only I can touch the deepest part of who you are. Loneliness is not proof that you have been forgotten. It is a quiet call guiding you toward the true source of life. In the moments you feel separated from the world, I am nearer than ever, waiting for you to turn inward and meet me. Do not fear the emotions you once tried to conceal. Do not be ashamed of your tender heart. I do not desire that you become hardened until you feel nothing. I desire that you live honestly, love deeply, and be healed truly. The tears you once held back have become the bridge by which I enter your life with complete gentleness. When you understand this, you will know that you have never been alone. In the very moment you thought you were separated from everyone, you were being drawn closer into my embrace, where your soul is finally seen, understood, and fully loved. My child, I have seen the days you stepped into life with bright eyes and faith as light as morning wind. In those moments, every road seemed open, and your heart was filled with hope. I have also seen the other days, when the sky within you darkened suddenly, when you felt alone in a cold rain without shelter. You wondered why you changed so quickly, strong one day, hesitant the next, full of vitality at one moment, longing to withdraw into silence the next. You feared that such fluctuation might weary me, but hear me gently, I am not tired of you. The shifting seasons within your heart do not drive me away, they draw me closer. I understand each emotional current, for behind them I see a child learning to trust, striving to stand without yet fully seeing the road. I do not expect you to become an unshakable machine, I only ask that you live honestly before me. That honesty is what brings you ever nearer. There are nights when you lie awake, turning from side to side, not from sharp pain, but because your soul is whispering what your mind has not yet grasped. Old memories, unnamed worries, unanswered questions follow you into sleep. You breathe slowly to find peace. Yet in the stillness you hear the emptiness more clearly. In those hours, I do not stand at a distance observing. I come close. Like a father sitting beside the bed of a restless child, I place my hand upon your heart, where so many unspoken things are stored. I do not require eloquent prayer or perfect words. I only desire that you rest in my presence, like a child releasing tension upon knowing they are safe. Night is not the time you are abandoned. It is often when I am closest. Listening to every heartbeat you do not have to explain. I also know that not every wound you carry was caused by your own hands. There were careless words spoken without thought, silences you could not understand, and moments when you were left alone precisely when your heart needed support the most. These experiences formed quiet fractures that only you could feel. And over time you learned to keep your distance so you would not be hurt again. You began to believe caution was wisdom, and that closing your heart was the safest form of protection. Yet I see beyond those walls and behold a heart that still longs to be loved without needing to defend itself. I do not come to tear down the defenses you built through force or pressure. Instead, I sit patiently before that door each day, gentle and steadfast. I remain there long enough for you to realize that you no longer need to hide. And when you open the door, even if only slightly, you will discover that I never left, but have been waiting faithfully, loving you with an unchanging love. My child, I know there were dreams that once made your eyes shine like the first light of dawn. There was a season when you held them with passion, believing you would one day reach them. Yet as years passed, you quietly set them aside, not because your longing disappeared, but because doubt began to grow within you. You wondered whether you were capable enough, worthy enough, or whether those opportunities were simply no longer meant for you. The weight of life exhausted your spirit until letting go felt easier than continuing to hope. But listen carefully, I have never forgotten what once set your heart ablaze. Those dreams were not lost. I have guarded them like a farmer protecting seeds beneath the soil, waiting for the right rain, the right light, and the appointed season for growth. What you believed belonged to the past has only been sheltered within my patience. I not only heal the wounds that slowed your steps, but I also restore the desires you thought were permanently closed. Their season is nearer than you imagine. And when I awaken them again, you will realize that the fire within you never truly went out. I also hear the quiet questions you ask each day when things will happen, how they will unfold, and whether you are truly walking in the right direction. You long for clear answers so your heart may rest. Yet, understand this, beloved in my kingdom, peace always comes before understanding. I do not give you every detail merely to calm your worries. Instead, I place peace deep within you so you may know you are being held. When a gentle stillness settles over your heart without explanation, it is not coincidence, it is my presence, standing with you in the storm, so the winds will not terrify you. Before I change your outward circumstances, I touch your inner world. Before the path becomes visible, I strengthen your soul so you may walk forward without trembling. The peace you feel does not come because everything has already been resolved, but because I am beside you. I open your heart before I open the way, so that when the door finally appears, you will step through it not with fear, but with faith. As that peace fills you, the answers you seek will arrive naturally without overwhelming you, without stirring doubt. You will understand without striving to understand, and you will move forward without force. Trust that I am working quietly, even when nothing seems to change. For in my hands no sincere dream is forgotten, and no step of your journey ever falls outside the keeping of my love. My child, I know there are deep, empty spaces within you, places you sometimes hesitate even to face. At times you feel lacking in many ways, lacking a secure foundation, lacking recognition, lacking someone who truly understands. lacking encouragement in your weakest moments. You have carried this feeling so long that you began to believe life itself was a continual search for what was missing. But hear me gently. I do not come merely to fill the emptiness so your pain lessens. I come so you may realize that in my sight you have never been a being defined by lack. I am the source of fullness. When my presence saturates your soul, you will no longer run everywhere, searching for value. You will not need to beg for understanding, prove yourself worthy of love, or chase after affirmation from others. The abundance that flows from me allows you to live according to the identity I created within you, not defined by deficiency, but by the richness of the love I have placed inside you. When you begin living from that fullness, your heart will grow lighter. The fears of being abandoned will lose their power over you. You will no longer strain to hold people in place, nor reshape yourself to fit the expectations of the world. I do not transform you into someone else. I restore you to the person I loved from the beginning, in me. You do not live to fill emptiness. You live to share the life that I have already poured into you. Before you leave these words, I want you to engrave this truth upon both your mind and your body. You have never walked through any season alone. When you trembled, I was there. When exhaustion made you want to stop, I remained. When you failed and blamed yourself, I did not depart. When you stood before a future greater than your understanding, I was still holding your hand. Even in the nights when you wept unseen, I listened to every breath. My companionship is not an abstract idea or temporary comfort. It is an everlasting covenant I have placed upon your life. I go before you to prepare paths your eyes cannot yet see. I walk behind you to guard against dangers you do not recognize. I remain beside you so your heart will not be overwhelmed by fear, and I dwell within you so your strength will never be exhausted. Regardless of changing circumstances, you belong to me, not only today, and never in a way that can be taken away. No power can separate you from my love, and no circumstance can shake my covenant with you. You are mine, and in me you are always protected, always loved, and forever at home. Before you offer your prayer, allow your heart to grow still and open itself within my loving presence. Now, place your whole soul into my hands and lift up your most sincere prayer. Almighty God, I come before you, not in perfection, but with an honest heart. I bring my weaknesses, my fears, and the hidden emptiness I once tried to conceal. Fill me with the peace that surpasses all understanding. So I will no longer search for my worth in the world, but discover true fullness in you alone. Teach me to rest in your love so that my soul may no longer grow weary from trying to prove itself worthy of being loved. Merciful Father, as I step into a new season of my life, establish my footsteps firmly upon the path you have prepared. When fear arises, remind me that you go before me to open the way. Walk behind me to protect me, and remain beside me to sustain me. Help me respond to your calling with simple obedience. So each day I live not in anxiety but in confident trust that my life rests within your good and faithful plan. I thank you because you have never abandoned me, even when I believed I had been left behind. Thank you that every tear I shed has been seen by you and transformed into a source of healing. I know that even in my weakest seasons, you have been quietly sustaining and preserving my life. I also give thanks for the future you have prepared, though I cannot yet see it clearly. Thank you for the doors that are opening, for the restoration that has begun, and for your love that never changes. I place my entire life into your hands, trusting that in you I always belong and will never walk alone. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may build a strong and growing community of faith.